Welcome to the show. It's the philosopher here.
And Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack and Forensics. I remember that.
Hanging out.
Yeah, Jack and hanging out.
That's right.
What's up? Who's here? Let's see who's in the room right now.
People, looks like. But we're going to be having a lot of fun today.
People. Whoa, you're a people.
Monty,
hey, Monty.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? You got a big fish over there. What's that about?
Yeah, he's got a very big fish.
Welcome.
And if you want to catch comments or get, in the live stream chats, if you're not seeing it come up, then go on over to the YouTube. So Fuzz YouTube. That's definitely where you can pop up in the threads just in case.
Yeah.
But what's up, Gary?
Hey, Gary.
What's up, Curtis?
Hello, Ohio. Hello.
Let's see what we got. We got Mark from Florida. Very nice.
Is it mock?
Is this really live? Yes, it is really live, Richard. It's very live.
No, it's pre-recorded.
Yeah, it's pre-recorded.
It's pre-recorded, Richard.
Hey, what's up, mercenary? Hey, what's up, deactivist?
Oh, you're a deactivist.
So we're just saying hi to everybody walking on in here. Cool, we're going to be covering a bit of our adventures of late and talk about what's coming on up because we're just at YAL Revolution.
Yes, YAL Revolution. I've been calling it YALCon. Isn't that the same thing? I don't know.
They just rebranded it. It's like essentially the same thing, but yeah.
But revolution time. I see.
Yeah.
I see. So yeah, basically the conference. And that was this past weekend. Overall, I was super inspired by it. It was really cool to see all the different people come out of different ages. I mean, starting at like college age, like I'm not talking kids, but like, 16 and up. And it was cool to see just a range of people so passionate about true individual liberty. And I also really liked seeing the range of political spectrums that there were. Like there was straight up, anarcho-capitalists. There's a lot of ANCAPs, a lot of Mises Caucus people there. There's a Hazlitt coalition at YAL. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a bunch of their faculty sponsors.
Yeah. And isn't Hazlitt the one that Mises was the peer of or studied under? I can't remember.
I think he came later. He studied.
He's such a Florida man right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe Dirt.
Exactly. Well, we had there was Trump-loving Republicans there, so you had all the way out to that level of statism, which is not my cup of tea, but
Right. No, but it was there. And
it was there.
What I appreciated, though, was like throughout the conference, most of the speakers talked about individual liberty. So I see how much the culture has permeated. You can also look at the branding for YAL Revolution as well and see how much the culture has permeated. I mean, that's your 90s aesthetic vaporwave plus some 80s vibe, going on like over here.
Oh yeah,
just
baby.
Can't get over it.
You know what's going on.
Yeah. And I remember you doing that at the event. I'm just kidding. You didn't do that. But yeah, I thought that was really cool to just see, even though people are at different places in how principled they applied the principle, how principally they apply the principles of property rights and non-aggression. There was a huge range. But even though that was the case, everyone respected each other, was friendly. I didn't see any fights break out, no animosity that I saw. And
the socialists stayed at bay. They knew their place.
Actually, yes. There was even to the range of like Satanist socialist, if I guess that's a thing. But whatever, there was, it was nonviolent, and we spent the time. Also, it was a beautiful place. Very beautiful grounds. It's a resort. And
what was the name of it again?
The Gaylord.
Oh yeah.
Like, Lord of your best friends that you take shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Lord of the Gaylord. It's a Gaylord Palms and Resort in Orlando. And it's just so beautiful. There was a huge atrium. And now I really like atriums. And a big, like, fancy wedding happened.
Yeah.
But throughout that whole time, like, the grounds are so beautiful. The food was overpriced. So that was just kind of that there. I mean, it's a resort. Definitely felt like a cruise.
Yeah. $28 steaks that tasted like they came out of Steak and Shake for $3.
Yeah. So true. Oh, yeah. Just right. We could go on all day. But the overall vibe was just of peace and freedom. And it was so cool. Like, I remember looking around with you around the atrium and seeing the rooms. They have rooms, also peering into the atrium. And it was just cool to just realize, like, wow, there are so many YAL people here. Like, how many came to the event? Like, was estimated? Was it over?
There was definitely over 1,000 by my count of the people who showed up in terms of the crowd. It was somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000. It looked like so.
Right. It was quite a big event.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, wow, okay, for this weekend, we feel peace, and maybe we feel what it's like if we lived in a society where, as you walk around, somebody's like, yeah, we got to end the Federal Reserve. And then you like walk somewhere else, like this beautiful part of the atrium, and someone else is like, oh yeah, I hate the mask mandates and stuff, like
that's the
I want to live in that
strong.
Society. That is what it inspired me. I was like, okay, this is a beautiful atrium. There's modernity, technology. I like this elevator, felt like a roller coaster ride. But also just like around was this air and culture of liberty, which I loved. And, everyone, pretty much everyone attending was unmasked, like bumping shoulders, walking by.
Like
people were happy. Yeah. Lots of tourists. And they seemed just happy to just be walking around, enjoying the grounds too.
Yep.
Also it was like pretty sunny most of the weekend as well. Even got to sunbathe a little. So it was like really pretty. So even though not everyone was part of YAL, the general vibe of even non-YAL people was just one of like kind of just respecting each other, enjoying themselves. And it was cool. That's what inspired me the most, was just like seeing people so happy. And
who'd you get to meet that was uniquely special?
Ron Paul, definitely. That was another really cool. I mean, that was incredible. I just like a once in a lifetime speech, just such the culmination of his work, his career advocating liberty. And I loved his message because it was, hey, I know, YAL's focus is to bring like 250 pro individual liberty legislators, to the US federal government and try to restore things. That's their explicit goal. So Ron Paul was like, yeah, so I know that, a lot of you are trying to like win political office, join the government and try to change it from within. But I just want to tell you, like, never forget the number one priority, which is changing minds for liberty, advocating the culture and respect of individual liberty, and that was really powerful, just to hear him say that to everybody. And everyone loves and respects Ron Paul. And, we talked about that, such the huge range, right? Like Trump supporters to anarchists. Again, I didn't see the socialists. I just saw them.
I saw 3 of them. That was it total. But they mostly hid.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if they cheered for Ron Paul, right? That'd be interesting. I'd be curious. But we found twice during his speech, people started chanting "End the Fed."
Multiple times, breaking out and end the feds, and people standing and wooing and cheering.
I feel like I helped start the first one. Like, I don't know. I tried. I was like, yeah, end the Fed, end the Fed. I just love getting into it. But what is so cool is just this idea that, again, you had this range of people, range of political backgrounds. Like some are like, okay, I'm LPMC, like ANCAP, or I'm a Republican doing the Republican route. Like I like Trump and whatever. I'm a conservative. But even beyond that, they could still cheer for this man that stands for principled individual liberty, And he even talked about voluntarism. He's like, I believe in a voluntary society. I can't wait till they release the speech because I'll post it.
Some people have already started posting, like a lot of people had their cameras out and we're starting to post clips and stuff. So
I have
clips. I'll probably have it up.
Right. I have clips. I didn't do the whole thing because I saw like, oh, look, in the back, they have this huge camera. And that was the other thing about YAL
Mhm.
Rev 2021 that I liked, which was they really did things right in terms of I mean, what did they? I don't know how much they spent.
I heard they
but
spent $1 million.
Yeah, so right, like, and
So I
okay,
looked every
wow,
bit of it because it was at the Gaylord Palms.
right.
And they had a huge conference room and Ron Paul and huge light shows and
Zuby was there.
right. I mean,
Wasn't
Kane,
Kennedy there from
yes.
Fox? Kane,
Corey DeAngelis was there.
right? Corey
Tom Woods was there,
DeAngelis. Yeah,
and
so
we raced him in a
that's a
car.
lot
That
of
was
people
fun.
that they're paying to speak. So that alone.
Yeah.
And then they really did the works. I love the lights. I tried to take a lot of video of it. Like they had smoke machines.
Yeah.
And like cool, what are those?
Light shows.
Light shows.
Right.
The lights that can go into the sky, you know,
Skylights?
that like, is it just called skylights?
Might
okay.
be.
Yeah. That like, you know, you signal Batman with, you know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Fiction. But yeah. So that's what I really enjoyed was just the overwhelming just shift in culture for liberty. I mean, you've been in it longer than me, the liberty movement. So you yourself can probably see the shift and rise and the permeation of culture that has happened. So.
Right. And I mean, I would say from just looking at all the young people there, it looked
Yeah.
like there was a whole fresh wave of new faces and people who were starting to learn and grow, which was really exciting that, you know, despite all the craziness of 2020, there's so many young people fired up to like want to actually change minds and, you know, work to do outreach to young people on campuses and door knock and other things like that. So that was pretty incredible to be able to see that. And I mean, seriously, I mean, there were very young people there. We're talking even in high school who were coming out for this event.
Oh, really?
So that was very encouraging.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What did you have any rendezvous with getting some pho?
Oh, I mean, yeah, definitely.
What happened?
Well, there was like several attempts to get pho and then feeling let down because I'm like, oh, it's so far. Or okay, if they do deliver here, that it's like for some reason $20 for a bowl of pho. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, I've never seen $20 pho. Or if it was regular price.
It was filet mignon pho though.
Yeah, but if it was filet mignon, this was like chicken pho. I'm like, what? Chicken pho, $20? What? That doesn't make any sense. And or if like the prices were regular, it'd be like $15 to deliver. I'm like, that's a huge fee. So anyway, there were several times where it's like it just didn't work out to get pho, and we got Publix sandwiches instead. I mean, they were okay.
I mean, I like the chicken.
We enjoyed the
atrium. That's pretty good.
Good.
Buca di Beppo. That was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, another letdown turned into Buca di Beppo. That was good.
Having some Italian family style food was good.
Better than Olive Garden, I heard, from a real Italian.
We heard that the venue that we were at literally was visited, of course, by many famous politicians. Like one of our ballet people, bellhops was like, oh yeah, you know, Trump was here and like Obama was here. And he's like, oh, and even Biden was here this year. Like, oh, really?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember that. And I just could not help but point out to the guy because right off the bat, when we first got there was the first bellhop guy we got. I was just like, so when are they had all their masks on. And I'm like, so when do you think they're going to have you stop wearing the mask? And he was like, actually, this is the first day that they're telling us we need to mask up. And he just vented to me in that moment. And he was just like, and it's so ridiculous because why did we get those vaccines? Well, so many of us got the vaccines because they told us if you get the vaccine, you don't have to wear a mask. And so many people are like, okay, I'll get the vaccine so I don't have to wear a stupid mask. And then now they reinstituted the mask policy again because he's like, yeah, I mean, they'll only take it away if the cases go down again. And I'm like, holy crap, this is insane. You're not even talking deaths. What if it's just simply people have been cooped up for so long and they're finally coming out, or it's summer and like there's tourists? I mean, it could be anything. It's just the thing you would actually care about is deaths. But of course, whenever the deaths don't fit their narrative, they're like, all right, we got to switch to counting cases. You know, that's why we made a song. They were counting deaths, switch to counting cases. You know,
well, it's interesting too to note that, you know, the fact that Biden was supposedly coming out to this venue and he's sitting there telling everybody, oh, stay home.
Well, he's the most vocal about the mask mandate,
out there secretly going to resorts and hanging out and having a good time, right? I mean, and that's been common for a lot of politicians, right? They've all been caught when they say, "Oh no, you better stay home." They're caught going on vacation somewhere else in the islands or something like that.
Mayor Lightfoot of Chicago, all these people, some guy in the UK going off and having an affair, in the midst of lockdown. He said, "It's crazy." Yeah, just the emperor has no clothes, right? Like, is that the saying? Like,
do as I say, not as I do, basically, for all of them. They're all a bunch of liars. And then Obama was just recently having a huge, I think, party with hundreds of people too, and they're all just, obviously not wearing any face gags. And
I remember the people who are part of the mass psychosis.
Yeah, right.
And they were like, "Oh, okay, well, he's just vaccinated, so it's fine." It's like, he's vaccinated, it's fine. Exactly. Do as I say, not as I do. I mean, it's the same old story.
But overall, it was really nice. By the way,
that reminds me of the speech by some politician named Patrick.
Oh, yeah. I forgot, what his last name was, but there was a speaker named Patrick who... Yeah,
he's a mayor?
I don't remember. Yeah, it was like a mayor of some small town or something at some point. I don't know.
Anyway, YAL, they're focused on, winning seats and playing politics. So he's giving advice as a politician. And one thing I thought was funny that I did agree with.
McGrady.
Oh, McGrady.
Thanks, Timothy. Appreciate it. We saw Timothy at the event too. He's great.
What's up, Timothy?
And McGrady.
Shishi.
So McGrady, so you were saying?
Yeah. But I liked how he was just like, several times throughout his talk, he's just like, politicians, don't clap for me. I'm a politician. Don't clap for me. Stop it. Like, I did actually think that was funny, in that, and also appreciated it in that, and I don't know him, whatever. I don't know if he just knows the culture or whatever, and it's just being a politician. Who knows? But just the idea of like, hey, don't worship politicians. They're not deities. They're people like you and me with incentives like you and me, at the end of the day. So just don't expect a deity, some benevolent rule over here. Right. Don't worship them as such. And also, like, don't stay blind to the incentive structures around them. Right? Like, be very curious and try to figure out what is the social dynamic and incentive structure around you and around the people, politicians, whatever that you support, the leaders that you see. So,
right. Yeah, I mean, mixed bag with his speech overall in terms of there were some good points, but there was a lot of points, where he's making gross generalizations.
Right.
To the point where
I didn't. There was interesting ones, like one that I really remember was, okay, in politics, you either are feared and respected or you're loved and manipulated.
Right.
And I just thought that was really interesting. I'm like, well, is he proposing that as like a sort of a false dichotomy here of obtaining power? And trying to say, he was saying like, okay, to be loved and manipulated, he was giving the analogy of like, okay, let's say you go to dinners with politicians and you're their friend.
Their friend.
Don't think that you have power over them, is what he was trying to say.
Well, he's saying access isn't power. Like the idea that just because you can talk to them doesn't mean that you have power.
Yes. Right.
Right.
Right. But then after that, he was saying like, so you can either be feared and respected,
right,
or loved and manipulated.
Which those are not the only two options. And someone shouted out.
Yeah, someone did shout out. Someone was like, what about loved and respected? And of course, after Ron Paul spoke, I thought, yeah, this seems like an example of a man that's both loved and respected. I don't think Ron Paul is being manipulated. He hates the mask mandates. He hates the lockdowns and everything.
Right.
To my knowledge, he disobeys it. Doesn't like it.
Yeah, no. Ron Paul completely does not like go along with any of that nonsense.
A lot of people call him the GOAT.
Yeah, he's the GOAT.
The GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
It's just it was a pleasure to shake his hand.
Ron refuses to go along with all the nonsense. Absolutely not. He will not do it. So yeah.
It was cool that we got to meet him because I think he was just in and out of there. I think he had to go real quick. So.
Well, yeah, he's getting up there. He's old. He's still somewhat functioning in terms of, he can do his speeches and he can travel a little bit, but our time with Dr. Paul is short. Unless we turn him into RoboPaul, which I am open to. We can prolong his life using cyberkinetic.
I think you noticed too that he was a little shorter,
More hunch because he's
I mean,
that
that's
old.
what happens when you get
Right.
older. I mean, past 70,
right.
80s,
80.
Yeah.
So,
but it was nice. I mean, it was really cool to have that chance. So thank you to the folks who made it happen.
And a special thank you to Michael Vochow and Matthew Pilers for helping us out and making the experience amazing.
Yeah, actually, they're the ones that told us about it. I don't think
I knew about it and stuff like that. And actually, we knew about it from a little bit before, technically, because we originally had gotten invited to speak by someone who later was removed.
Did that's
that's a story.
I see.
But yeah, in any case, no. But then we got once they sorted their house and got their car in order and stuff like that. They reached back out to us. Obviously, Michael and Matt did. And so we really, if you're watching this, you're watching Slayer. Thank you, seriously. Like, it was an awesome time, and thanks for hooking us up and just showing us, all the amazing things that y'all are doing over there. So it was really inspiring. And
now I could say y'all, and it's like a double entendre because it's YAL.
YAL. Yeah, and we also don't forget. It's important to let everybody know we did beat Tom Woods once in a wet road race in a minivan. Just saying, Tom Woods. Yes, we beat him into the second Waffle House.
See, I forgot. I didn't even think about winning or losing. I actually forgot about the whole race because the whole time I'm like, why are we going so fast? Why are we skidding out? I'm so scared.
Yeah, Tom was like, I'm gonna beat you to Waffle House. Like, okay, let's see what you got. And all of a sudden, Matt's like, he's like pushing on the gas pedal in the minivan. And we're all like loaded up in the minivan, like, oh, okay, all right, here we go. And we're like spinning around on the on the road, making U-turns and stuff, and like peeling, on his rental. And he beat us the first time, but on the second time, no, we got there. But in the end, Tom was still deflated because apparently Waffle Houses are not serving people sitting down. So, that did not bode well for us.
That I would like, somebody could research that. Write a thesis paper on what's going on with Waffle House.
We need a protest. Waffle House needs to open late for sit down.
I think they're understaffed. I mean, I saw a sign that said now hiring.
Maybe we need to hook them up with Praxis. Maybe Praxis should send their students to manage Waffle Houses, and they'll be actually able to seat people. Just saying, you could work it out together. Maybe.
I just can't get over you with your hair like that. I feel like, are you gonna break out and sing Bohemian Rhapsody?
No. Well, if you're wondering why, for those of you watching, you're like, what the heck?
That's a good look for you, Jack.
Yeah, thanks, Gabe. No, so if you're wondering why,
Gabe.
If you're wondering why, so the next song I'm doing is a little bit of the, you could say, Euro house mix. So I have a new song that I'm going to be recording on Friday. Yeah. I won't give any spoilers to what the name is, the content is, because I want it to be a good surprise. But let's just say you're going to be bumping on Friday night to some amazing new beats. And I think that once you hear what I got coming out, it's going to be stuck in your mind for at least the next 5 years, maybe your whole rest of your life. It's like that level. So all I know is that I really would love it for everybody to blast that up, turn that up all night long once it gets released on Friday night. Whenever you're going out, going to the club, going to whatever, going to go to Walmart, get some whatever cookies or snacks for your Netflix, blast that, turn that up. You're going to want to, I promise. So that's all I'm saying.
You your cowboy
that's
hat.
all I'm saying.
You're so Florida man right now.
I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah, someone loves Florida man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how could you? I mean, also my song Florida Man, if you haven't heard that, Florida Man is a great song. And we will be doing a music video for that in 2022, which is next year. But only because...
Yeah, that time I backtracked. So you're the main.
Right. I was the main on that. And we basically want to get something out there for it. But, we had so many events this year and other stuff, we couldn't make it work. So we're pushing it back to 2022 to do the music video. But join us for that. We're definitely going to be making it. That will
be fun. That's a good project coming up next year. So we'll definitely make Florida Man music video happen.
We'll put up some more songs.
Is this a preview? I mean,
this is not a Florida Man. This is not Florida Man. This is for the song that's coming out.
Florida Man?
Well, this is not what I'm doing for Florida Man. I'm going to do something else. But this is just for my little teaser coming on up. Coming on up for this Friday for the next song I have. But next year, again, we're going to be doing a big, kind of, I think, Indiegogo for it. And there'll be some opportunities to possibly appear in the music video and to do some cool, crazy stuff. So it's going to be a wild ride. You're going to want to be on that. So
it is.
But we'll be doing some more music in the meantime. So, we'll be having some more tracks come out throughout the rest of this year, but we just couldn't do any more big projects. Like, more.
Well, what
mass
else
coordination.
is coming up this year? It's August.
Right? I mean, we're definitely
it's been a
going
crazy
to
year, August.
Tom Woods' house. Oh, Tom Woods' house. Tom Woods 2000.
We
already went to Tom Woods' house.
house.
Sorry, that's before.
And if you haven't seen the music video, check out Tom Woods' house.
Actually, yeah.
On YouTube.
Let me go ahead and link y'all up, because again, you should definitely go to this event.
Sounds
it's
good.
free for the general admission.
Yeah.
So you don't have to pay anything in terms of the ticket. But there are other opportunities if you want to join his club, whatever that, for earlier stuff. But it's going to be a blast. There's going to be an incredible amount of liberty-loving people going. It's going to
a lot of OGs.
Yeah, it's going to rival some of the bigger events that happened this year. Freedom Fest,
Hey,
Pork
let me
Fest.
read. Michael Bolden
Right.
of the 10th Amendment Center.
Right.
Angela McArdle for what?
She runs the LP. She's an LPMC endorsed candidate. She's probably going to seek the chair.
Right, to be LNC chair.
Right.
Bob
Murphy.
Murphy. Robert Murphy, Eric July, and Michael Malice.
Michael Malice, a special guest.
Surprise
Oh,
guest.
and let's not forget Chris Dixon is coming and doing some magic.
Chris Dixon, the magician Doc Dixon, who fooled Penn and Teller on their Fool Us TV
is
show.
way better than Penn right now and Teller, because he literally actually loves liberty. He has not abdicated
awesome.
his role.
Really
he still
like
loves
him.
liberty and does amazing
We
magic.
met him at Tom Woods' house.
We did.
Right after
we sure did.
We shot the music video.
It was great.
And we went to Waffle House and got denied with him, and then we went to Denny's.
We've had more Waffle House denials with Tom Woods than I've had Waffle House experiences.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. What's going on?
I don't know.
Anyway,
they got it out for Tom Woods. They're just like, you know what? He loves Waffle House so much. We're gonna give it to him hard.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I'm excited. I think it might just be the
and that's just
economy.
a start. There's gonna be so many great people there. Obviously, we're gonna be there. We're attending. There's gonna be tons of other cool people. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And Dave
don't
Smith.
forget Dave Smith, right? Dave Smith.
Smith
and as far as I know,
he's the host. Oh, we know he's just the host of part of the podcast. Never mind. That's a testimonial.
Do you see? Is it showing? Jeff is so it still says Jeff Dice is the event host, right? So again, very cool people. It's going to be amazing. You definitely should consider coming. I think it's going to rival in terms of excitement and fun many of the biggest events that happened this year. So seriously. And it's in Orlando, so pretty easy to get to.
Exclusive events. So the main showing of his actual podcast and the celebration that he hit his 2000th episode is going to be open to the public. But if you join at his other levels, then there are other exclusive receptions.
Right.
I think we're just the supporting listeners. So.
Right. No. Yeah. We are supporting listeners. So we're doing the whatever that secondary beforehand whatever meeting.
Cool. So yeah, that's coming up in October.
Right.
What else? I guess that's it.
I mean, there is possibly we're thinking
more
of maybe
music
going to
definitely coming out
the supporter summit for Macy's. We'll see.
Oh,
we're tempted on. We're still figuring out whether we can swing it with everything else we got going on.
Yeah, because I think we'll definitely want to make more music as well.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be focused probably on just more song production, so releasing more songs, and then 2022 going hard on music videos and some skits from Red Flag Reality that we wanted to do and finish and complete.
Red Flag Reality.
So we're gonna be very busy 2022 in terms of video production for sure. Big time.
I really want that skip to happen. I hope it does. You'll be hearing more from us about it. Gosh, well, I think that
wraps
we covered the main things from Rev 21.
Right.
And talked about all our future projects. So it was fun hanging out, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for a little catching up and the updates and everything. And we're excited to see you next whenever I guess we live stream next.
Yeah. And
whenever that'll be.
Thanks for all your support. I mean, it's honestly, I guess I'll close with just the other thing about the conference was it was a great reflection for me on how much I've been able to do these past 5 years, since I started this in 2015. It's been an incredible journey to meet so many people, people I never met before who just come up to me and they're like, "Oh, I've been following you since 2016. I love your content. Like I love Liberty. I'm an ACAP." Like it just like geek it out with different people. It was just really cool to see how far I've come, and also to have the experience of being able to have made several music videos and to be producing more music on the way, and trying to spread that culture even more. It's honestly, I love what I do, and um, it's like I'm a software engineer by day, but at night I try to spread liberty. So I just thought that was really nice to see, and I just want to thank everyone that has been a Patreon supporter of me, for some of you since the beginning, since I started it, supporting me on Float or Subscribestar. I just want to thank you for all that. And even if you don't support monetarily directly, those of you that are just always so nice, like in the comments, being active, engaging with me, wherever I am, Twitter, Fedbook, Instagram, Float, Minds, whatever.
And educating people too. Like,
yeah, the people.
Sometimes we don't always have time to like respond to every single thing, but
oh yes, I really appreciate that.
Right.
Yes. We really appreciate that. The people that come in and they're sharing articles or they're helping to, use nonviolent communication to talk to status and try to bring them to the light of liberty.
Right.
So I just really appreciate that. And I just want you to know, like, I definitely see it, and it's definitely appreciated, and it keeps me going. It's what I look back on and think about when, sometimes it gets hard seeing all the horrible stories and the victims of the state, each day, and the lockdowns and pushing for liberty. It can be tireless. So I just want to thank everyone for your support, either directly or indirectly. And I'm just so excited for more things to come. And pleasure to meet everyone at Rev 21. And I hope to see you guys at more events in the future, like Tom was 2000.
Right.
So
that's right. Growing liberty, baby, one event and meeting up at a time.
Yeah. True dat. Amen.
True dat.
Amen.
All right.
I'm going to peace out.